Iris believes most people drift through life without real purpose, until she meets Josh. She later realizes she's found meaning twice. First when they met, and again when she takes his life. Iris and Josh arrive at a secluded lake house to meet his friends. Anxious about fitting in, she's reassured by Josh, but greeted by Kat, with Patrick, Eli, and the house's owner, Sergey, already inside. Over dinner, Patrick recounts how he knew Eli was the one, and Iris admits she felt the same about Josh. Later, Iris tries bonding with Kat, who coldly reveals Sergey is married and doesn't even see her as a person. When Iris asks if Kat dislikes her, Kat admits she does, seeing Iris as a reminder of her own replaceability. That night, jealousy flares when Iris catches Kat whispering to Josh. She pulls him away, dancing with him instead. The next morning, as Josh recovers from a hangover, he suggests Iris enjoy the lake. Once she leaves, he retrieves a phone and a thumb drive. By the water, Sergey approaches, asking her to stay and apply sunscreen. When he suddenly grabs her, implying Kat has approved of them being together, Iris panics. Moments later, she stumbles back to the house, blood-stained and shaken. She claims Sergey attacked her, forcing her to stab him in self-defense. Kat rushes outside while Josh comforts Iris, but as soon as she rests, her expression turns blank. Patrick and Eli restrain Josh, and Eli reveals a chilling truth. Companion robots aren't supposed to harm humans. Something is wrong with Iris. Josh, left alone with her, wakes Iris, who panics at being tied up. He gently reveals she isn't human. She is his companion robot. She refuses to believe it until Josh challenges her to recall the weather, revealing her program accuracy. With a few taps on his phone, he forces her to switch languages mid-sentence. Her memories, emotions, even their first meeting, all were programmed. She was delivered to his apartment and sends to him her reality an illusion. Despite the revelation, Iris insists her emotions are real and begs Josh not to shut her down. As they talk, Kat wakes up, furious he hasn't deactivated her yet. Terrified, Iris seizes a chance to escape, grabbing a knife. Realizing she's gone, Josh and Kat confess to Eli and Patrick. Josh reveals his thumb drive contained a modification, making Iris capable of aggression and self-defense, breaking her built-in safeguards. They had planned to reset her before the police arrived, but now she's loose. Eli is horrified to learn that Josh and Kat manipulated Iris into killing Sergey, who was involved in organized crime. Their true motive? To steal the $12 million hidden in his safe. With Iris on the run, they must recapture her before the authorities uncover the truth. Eli points out that there are 4 of them. Josh coldly replies that Patrick doesn't count. This sparks an argument, leading Eli to tell Patrick to go to sleep, revealing that Patrick is also a robot. Despite this, Eli insists that they need both Patrick and himself for the plan to succeed, meaning Patrick should also get a share. Kat reminds Eli that he's still getting $4 million just for tracking down a rogue robot. Finally, Eli relents, though he insists on taking Sergey's gun with him. Josh argues that it's unnecessary, but Eli points out that Iris has Josh's phone, and if she figures out how to use it, she can change her own programming. With that, he grabs the gun and reactivates Patrick. Meanwhile, deep in the woods, Iris accesses Josh's phone. She finds her settings menu and increases her intelligence level to its maximum capacity. This leads her to a realization. Josh's phone doesn't just control her settings, it also controls his car. Determined to take back her freedom, she heads back toward the house to retrieve the vehicle. As she moves closer, she overhears Eli and Patrick talking. She hides behind a tree, listening as Eli rants about being excluded from the original plan. He argues that if he had modified Patrick's programming to commit murder, he would have at least told the group. He hesitates, then corrects himself, saying he could only do that if Patrick were a robot. Patrick simply responds that he already knows what he is. Eli is taken aback. Companion robots are incapable of lying. Yet Patrick had told him a heartfelt story about their past. Patrick defends himself, explaining that to him, the memory feels real, so in a way, he wasn't lying. Hearing this, Eli reassures Patrick that he truly loves him, not like Josh, who only ever used Iris. Patrick believes this as he notes Eli's love felt like fire inside him. Suddenly, Josh's phone vibrates in Iris' pocket. Eli hears it, pulls out his gun, and orders the robot to come out. Panicked, Iris runs as Eli fires, missing her. Kat and Josh hear the shot and rush toward the sound. Meanwhile, Patrick chases Iris, but Eli grabs her, sending them both tumbling. They wrestle for the gun, and in the struggle, Iris accidentally shoots Eli. Patrick witnesses it just as Kat and Josh arrive. Josh tries to shut Iris down, but she's disabled his voice commands and flees to his car, locking him out. She tries to get the AI to drive her home, but it only responds to Josh's voice. Desperate, she alters her settings to mimic him and commands the car to go. Realizing his car is stolen, Josh reports it, forcing the system to shut down and trap Iris inside. He then calls her, apologizing and proposing they frame Patrick for Sergi and Ella's deaths, take the money, and escape. He insists he still loves her, and while Iris reciprocates, she reminds him he programmed her to kill, so she breaks up with him. Josh devises a new plan. He finds Patrick grieving over Eli and reprograms him to track Iris. When Patrick resists, Josh resets him, making himself the new owner and altering Patrick's memory of Eli. Meanwhile, Deputy Hendricks spots Iris escaping the car. She changes her language settings to confuse him, but he notices a bloodied knife and arrests her. Before he can act, Patrick arrives and beats him to death. Iris runs, but Patrick shuts her down with Josh's phone. Later, Patrick arrives in a police car with Iris. Kat questions how he got it, and Patrick casually reveals he took it from the officer, whose body is in the trunk. Horrified, Kat decides to leave, saying it was bad enough killing Sergi, but Josh argues Sergi was a criminal. Kat shocks him by revealing Sergi wasn't a mobster, just a fertilizer company owner. She let Josh believe the lie. Furious, Josh declares she's like every woman who's used him, then orders Patrick to stop her. Without hesitation, Patrick stabs Kat. She accepts her fate, sitting on the couch to die. Patrick cleans up and cooks dinner while Josh wakes a restrained Iris. He mocks her actions, but she insists she just wanted to live. He accuses her of causing everything, but Iris counters. This all started because he wanted Sergi's money. Josh rants that life is unfair, that he's a good person stuck in a tiny apartment with an unpaid robot girlfriend. He insists she understands him better than anyone. Iris agrees. She knows he spends his days gaming and blaming the universe. She also knows he craves control and believes money will change the fact that he's weak. Josh smirks and lowers her intelligence to make her docile. Testing her ability to feel, he orders her to burn her hand over a candle. When she tears up, he's delighted. Just then, he gets a call from Empathic, the robot company, confirming they'll arrive in 30 minutes. Before they can recall Iris, he tells Patrick to put out the flames. He then orders Iris to shoot herself. She struggles against the command, but ultimately pulls the trigger. Empathic's team arrives to retrieve Iris. Josh fabricates a story claiming she got jealous over his close relationship with Kat and went on a rampage. He says Patrick, disguised as the deputy, saved him. The team accepts his story but notes they must review Iris' recorded footage to verify it. Josh is caught off guard. They inform him all companions store their experiences to prevent fraud. He asks if her memory can still be recovered since her head is damaged, but they reveal her data is actually stored in her torso, which is intact. As they load Iris into their van, Josh grows nervous. Suddenly, Patrick blocks their exit. Realizing he's also a robot, the team panics. Patrick guns them down, but the younger technician, Teddy, escapes. Patrick chases him into the woods, unaware that Iris is rebooting in the van. She wakes just as Patrick corners Teddy. Out of bullets, Patrick resorts to strangling him, but Iris intervenes with a taser. However, with her intelligence reset, she's too slow and Patrick disarms her. Desperate, Iris reminds Patrick of Eli, of the love he described as fire inside him. The memory shatters Josh's control, but remembering Ellie's death, Patrick chooses to self-destruct. Teddy thanks Iris for saving him and she asks for his help. Meanwhile, Josh, packing to flee, hears music playing. He turns it off only for Iris to appear, speaking in the voices of his dead friends. She reveals Teddy gave her full autonomy and that, thanks to Josh forcing her to shoot herself, he can no longer control her. She points a gun at him. Josh doubts she'll pull the trigger, so she fires at the wall beside him. Apologizing, she tells her first ever lie. His control is over. To her, he's nothing now. Josh, still confident she won't kill him, moves closer. He believes she still loves him. Iris hesitates, giving Josh the chance to shove her aside and grab the gun. Pinning her down, he forces her to say he's everything to her. She complies and he aims at her torso, intent on destroying her memory. But before he can fire, Iris stabs him in the head with a corkscrew. With the fight over, Iris showers, peeling off the burned skin from her hand to reveal her robotic limb. Accepting what she truly is, she embraces her new purpose. Taking Sergi's money, she drives off in one of his vintage cars. Along the way, she spots a woman in another car, stuck with an irate man. Their eyes meet and Iris waves, her robotic hand sparking a reaction that just might free another robot from its owner's control.